Well, hello and welcome.
Welcome.
How are you?
I'm doing great, thank you.
Good, good. Well, thank you so much for taking your time today to be with me and to conduct this franchise interview. It's always a great interview for potential candidates to watch and really get insights on our franchise owners. So, thank you so much.
Absolutely.
Um, so, today, let's start by introducing you to everyone. Go ahead and share who you are, where you're located, what year you became an owner with Right at Home, and the number of territories.
You bet. Well, my name is Harley Cohen. The name of my franchise is Right at Home in North Dallas. And so I signed my franchise agreement back in November of 2005. And I have one territory, and I actually opened the doors in January of 2006.
Nice. Well, that's awesome. So, talk to us a little bit about your background before you became a Right at Home owner.
Well, believe it or not, I was in the airline industry for a number of years, almost 10, over 10. I was in telecommunications. It kind of evolved into technology for about 6 years.
Mhm.
And then I was in financial services as a financial planner for about 4 years. And then I didn't get involved in home care until I was 45.
Wow. Okay. So, talk to us about why home care and why did you go with Right at Home?
Well, that's a great question. I've been asked that numerous times. And, you know, in the businesses I've been over the years, they have been great. I've enjoyed those industries. But there always was at a point where I'd hit a wall. I was never growing, or I just didn't feel fulfilled,
Mm,
whatever it was. And then in 2005 and the latter part of 2004 and 2005, I just did a lot of soul searching. And I was
mhm,
figuring, what can I do to continue to be as an entrepreneur, stay as an
mhm,
entrepreneur, but do
mhm,
something that's meaningful that will take care of my family? And so, once I kind of laid out what was really important, a business
mhm,
that wasn't going to be replaced by technology, it would be something I would be able to do for the rest of my career.
mhm.
Then I realized perhaps it would be home care.
Oh,
Private caregivers had taken care of my grandmother over the years. I still remember some of their names, and I knew it was an important business or important thing that older adults needed. So then
mhm,
I started checking out a few of the franchise systems.
mm,
And I always say this because and I realize it's so corny, but I mean, I feel really more right at home with Right at Home because the individuals at Right at Home really, I felt like they weren't just trying to sell a franchise. They really wanted to identify franchisees that really cared about what home care was all about. And
mhm,
I just, back then, I had the privilege of interacting with our founder at that time, Alan Hager, and I could just tell in my discussions with him and his team that they were in this for the right reasons.
mhm.
So then that is why I selected Right at Home.
Wow, I love that. Thank you for that story, and what an honor to be able to speak with the founder and have those experiences. So, in thinking about today, walk us through what a typical day looks like.
Well, and everyone says this, the typical day is there's never a typical day. And I'll just say what that means really. You really don't know what you're walking into, frankly.
Mhm,
You have your priorities, you know exactly what you want to accomplish. At least I do my best the night before to kind of lay out what I need to get done the next day. But at the end of the day, we don't know if we're going to get a new client come in. There might be a challenge that needs to be addressed.
mhm,
It's just whatever I can do to support a healthy culture. Anybody on my team here in the office, if they've got a
mhm,
curveball they really need support on, they might ask me to come in and get involved.
mhm,
Anything I can do to grow the company and really support our employees is really what I do. And
mm,
so, but again, that takes so many turns around, but whatever it takes really to fulfill our mission, which is to improve the quality of life for those we serve, not just our clients, our
Mhm.
employees, our
Mhm.
office. It's just so all encompassing.
I love that. And just the hands-on approach you have with your not just your clients, but your employees as well. That speaks volumes. So thank you for that. And then you also mentioned the support for your team. So in thinking about the corporate level and the support that Right at Home does provide, what would you say is the key piece of that support that you've enjoyed the most?
Well, I tell you what, and I mean this, and I can say this because
Mhm.
I'm an independent business owner. And
Mhm.
if the franchisor or the corporate office or those in Omaha were not walking their talk, I mean, I would respectfully be completely honest about that. But it's just been nothing but exceptional since my first day. They've
Wow.
always been responsive. They've always been there when I've needed them. They've always given me the tools I've needed. Most
Mhm.
importantly, be able to answer any questions I've had because it is very extremely daunting starting
Mhm.
one of these, starting your own franchise from scratch, especially when I started mine when there was nobody in the Dallas Fort Worth area. And so I needed them and they were
Mhm.
always there and they still are to this day. So that's just been incredibly valuable to me. And then
Mhm.
plus, of course, the support of all the owners is just amazing.
Mm. So it sounds like not only just the corporate level, but even just the neighbors and the camaraderie between them as well.
One of the things that's most valuable, certainly the support in Omaha has always been great for me. But I tell
Mhm.
you what, there's nothing more impactful than an owner talking to another owner anywhere in the
Mm.
United States with Right at Home and to pick up the phone and call another owner or send them an email and say, oh my God, what do you do in a situation like this? Whether
Mhm.
it's somebody near in Texas or out of state is just invaluable because they're in the same shoes as you. They have a
Mhm.
reputation on the line. They want to do it the right way. They want to protect the brand, all those things. And it just gives you that peace of mind that you're not completely alone out there. So
Mm.
to me, that was to me, and it still is. I mean, I just made a call to an owner this morning to get his input. It is just so invaluable.
I love that. Thank you so much for sharing. And, when you think about people like you all those years ago looking into home care and options for prospects that are looking at Right at Home right now, what would be one key piece of advice that you would share with them?
Well, I think the most important thing is that they 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 are willing to put their blood, sweat, and tears into it. They realize that they are the ones responsible for their success, the owner.
Mhm.
I don't
Mhm.
put it on the franchise system or anybody or
Mhm.
it's me. It's
Mhm.
I've got to get out there, make it happen. So I think the person's really got to say to themselves, hey, I'm going to do whatever it takes to make my business successful. And when I'm struggling or I'm having challenges, certainly reach out to Omaha and Right at Home and other owners. But make sure you look at yourself in the mirror and go, my God, am I doing everything it
Mhm.
takes to be successful and really be committed? And if they are, it's definitely going to pay off for them.
Thank you. That's wonderful, and it's evident your heart is in the same place it was all those years ago,
Mhm.
and it really is an honor to speak with you today, and really just thank you so much for your contribution. Honestly, Harley, not only to your staff and your community, but your clients as well, and we so appreciate you at Right at Home.
Oh, I appreciate that, Jenna, very much.
All right. Well, you have a good rest of your day.
Great, you too.
All right. Bye bye.
Bye bye.